nothing says Wisconsin like beer, and Leinenkugel has been brewing in the Badger State for 150 years. Joining us right now is Dick Leinenkugel, president of the Jacob Leinenkugel Brewing Company. Dick, that's quite a milestone. Congratulations to you.
Well, we're really humbled, and I'm humbled to be in the chair, guiding our company now in its 6th generation of 150 years of brewing.
Wow. How do you do that? I mean, do you look to change in terms of growth, or do you try to keep it as it was from the beginning? How do you lead a company that's 150 years old? You want to keep some things, I guess, the way they are, always have been, but you also want to grow differently.
I think you grow up in the business, being part of the family. Our great-great-grandfather started brewing beer in 1867 in Chippewa Falls for the thirsty lumberjacks that were milling the white pine lumber to build the great city of Chicago.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's now through 5 generations, and the government, tried to put us out of business in 1918, but we survived that by making soda pop, came out of Prohibition, the 3rd generation, 4th generation. My father led the company for over 40 years. My brother for 25 years,
wow.
And now I'm in the chair, and we have just a great team of employees in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and the world's best brewmasters.
What a proud history. Yeah. Terrific.
Dick, so 30 years ago, I guess, the business was sold, is that correct?
Yeah, so my dad and his cousins, the board, decided to join up with Miller Brewing Company at the time, a well-respected Wisconsin brewer, 30 years ago. So, yeah. And
tell me, though, but it sounds like still a lot of autonomy. I mean, it sounds like Leinenkugel is still truly its own business within this very large organization of Molson Coors.
And I think that's really why we've been able to thrive, is that the family has guided the business, but using the resources of Miller Brewing Company, then Miller Coors, and now part of the Molson Coors global network. So it's really something, that we've been able to maintain that autonomy, our own brewing in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, but been able to grow the business with their help.
Talk about beer innovations, because again, I actually off-camera tasted this summer shandy, and
yes.
I can say that at 6:40 in the morning, it's a delicious breakfast beer.
Yeah, it's absolutely fabulous.
I didn't drink 5 o'clock somewhere.
I did 5 a.m. I didn't drink one of the hot beers. I didn't have the whole thing, but
so summer shandy's available on the course here at Erin Hills, and what a refreshing beer. So it's beer mixed with lemonade, and we were the first to bring this style to the United States back in 2007, and we've been growing the business ever since, and now in 5 months we brew more summer shandy than all of our other beers combined. So
it's incredible with lemonade. You're also celebrating the anniversary with a special beer.
We are. So we collaborated with Hochbrau. So think of this, a German brewery with 400 years of brewing experience. Our brewery, with 150 years of brewing experience, collaborated on a special German Marzen-style beer to celebrate our 150th anniversary. So it's a fabulous beer. It's just available now in 6-packs, starting on draft, and it's going to be just a wonderful beer to celebrate our 150 years of brewing.
Fantastic. What are your plans in terms of further expansion?
Well, we're expanding our brewery in Milwaukee to add more brewing capacity and more brewing capability, and we certainly want to continue to grow. But, first and foremost, we're all about delighting our beer drinkers, and I think by delighting our beer drinkers, that's how we continue to grow.
For sure. Can you go through, beer versus ale, when you have more wheat in one? Give us the different ales, if you will, in terms of the beer category.
So there's 2 kinds of beer, and you're saying, well, Dick, what do you mean? There's 500, 1,000 different kinds of IPAs. No, there's only 2 kinds of beer. There's lagers and there are ales, and it all has to do about the yeast strain. So lagers are cold fermented, and for a longer period of time. Ales are used with a different fermentation, and they're a little bit more at a quicker period of time. They're a little bit more fruity and estery.
And are they lighter? Is an ale lighter?
Ales, no, not necessarily.
Okay.
It all depends on the style within the lager or the ales. But there's really only 2 kinds of beer. So think of it that way, and it all has to do with the yeast strain. But, there's a lot of innovation in the beer market today. We do mostly lager-style beers, which are aged, cold stored, for a little bit smoother flavor.
Huh. Great. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Real quick on Trump's policies, do you feel like tax reform is going to make a big difference in terms of growth strategy?
Well, you know that we're a heavily taxed industry right now and have been for many years. But I think that, the best thing that I can continue to do is to brew great beer that our beer drinkers are going to choose.
Dick, great to have you on the show today.
Thank you
so much. Dick Leinenkugel, joining us here.